is Dr. Hassan Sadri again, practicing ophthalmologist here at OIS ASCRS 2019, here in beautiful sunny San Diego. I'm really excited to present to you our next guest from a company called Novaliq, Christian Royalski. Christian, how you doing?
I'm doing excellent. It's great to be in San Diego, but I have to say it's great to be with OIS.
Absolutely.
Because of all the support you give us.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about, let's start with that. Tell us, I know you have affinity towards OIS. Educate people, what do you see in this meeting? Why should people come?
It's really about the audience. Because it's the mix that you don't find anywhere else, from entrepreneurs like us, but we need industry leaders, we need financing, and we need to have smart physicians, and I see more and more doctors coming. So it's the audience that is changing the future.
I'm really excited about your data you presented and your space you're in. For folks who are not familiar with you and your company and dry eyes, take us through your view of dry eye space and your company, and also how far along you are.
Perfect question. I think now it's a time to be in dry eye disease. And I think we came along a long way and we learned the following. I think there's not one solution that fits all. There's a phenotypes of dry eye disease. So it's very important we go now for segmentation of dry eye disease. And second is our programs are targeting clinical phenotypes. You know that we have two programs that are addressing different diseases. One is evaporative dry eye disease associated to meibomian gland dysfunction. That's an area that is totally uncovered. And the other program, CyclASol, is dealing with anti-inflammatory immunomodulating mode of action, but we are not very happy with the performance of the drugs that are currently on the market. So you can ask yourself, how do we do that? And look, we do things very differently. We have a technology platform that is 100% water-free. So we can go into areas of the eye, like meibomian glands, that nobody else can do with a water product.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, this is exciting times. I do think, as a clinician, I like the way you're stratifying the different sort of modalities and MOAs. So I'm excited to see, how far along are you, and tell us about sort of the company development.
Right, so the two developments are really late stage. We presented at last OIS, so very early data of the two pivotal trials. And we have good feedback from FDA at this time, so we know our path that brings us to NDA submission in 2021. And we are starting the final phase of our clinical program this year. So that's truly an amazing time, I have to say. You
presented last year at OIS, and you have some new data. Tell everybody what's the newest, latest, and greatest, and what's exciting. You were telling me earlier about your data points.
Great question. Yes, we met signs and symptoms of dry eye disease, which is important for regulatory purposes. But we looked into our data and we found something very exciting. We found a quantifiable correlation between the reduction of cornea staining, so ocular surface healing, that is directly correlated to visual function improvement.
That's terrific.
That is something really big, because we know that there are patients with dry eye, they have discomfort, they have inflammation, they may have meibomian gland dysfunction, but nobody's talking about the visual impairment. And when patients coming to your office, basically they complain about visual function, but you put them in a chair and they still have 20/20 vision. So we have now data that shows clearly that there is a correlation that was proposed, and now we have clinical data, and in particular I showed today reading speed improvements that are clinically relevant for our CyclASol trial. But I can assure you there's more coming, because we believe that's an area that needs to be in focus when you think about dry eye disease in the future.
Yeah, absolutely, especially for refractive patients too, post-refractive. They're some of the most frustrated patients, so I'm really excited to see that. Congratulations, it was always great to see you, and we wish you a wonderful next meeting.
Thank you, it's always great to be at OIS.